coming to you from my front yard, or my parents' front yard. But I thought I would do a project with you guys today. So Miss Chadwick drew some Snoopy figures, but I'm going to show you how to build some planter boxes. And this is going to be a couple-parted video because I'm waiting for a tool that I'm really excited about. If you didn't know, Miss Mather loves power tools. To put them together. So I'm just cutting all my pieces today, and then I will put them together in another box. But I wanted to show you guys my design so far. First step to building anything is you need to kind of plan out what you want to do. So I have this is the top stairs, like my front door is right here, and I'll show you from the front of my house after this. So there's stairs that go up behind here, and this landing is 82.5 inches. And then there's some stairs right here and a landing right here. So I'm gonna put some planter boxes here and there as well. So I measured the whole distance, which this one was this one was 51 inches, and then this one was 82 inches as well. So then I had to plan out the distance that I wanted them apart and what was halfway. So I had to find what was half of 82, which was right here, and then the distance I wanted each box to be from the half. So my total measurements are gonna be, this box is gonna be 22.5 inches long, or both these boxes are 22.5 inches long. These two boxes are going to be 38 inches long, and these ones are going to be 38 inches as well. Okay, I'm going to show you the view from the front of the house. Okay, so this is the view from the front of my house. I was doing some yard work earlier, so that's why the trash can's right here. But here's the first landing, and it's going out of focus. Let's hope it comes back in. This top landing, there's gonna be two 38-inch boxes there. Let's see, there we go. And then there's gonna be, I think it was 28-inch boxes here, two 28-inch boxes there, and then two more 38 inches on this back side of the railing right here. So I'm going to show you what you guys need for the project, and then I will jump right into cutting. So this is what I have for the first part of my project. I have my plans right there, and then I have ear protection. When I turn on this chop saw, that's what this is called. It's called a chop saw. And I have my eye protection. I have a pen so I can, when I measure, I can mark where my measurement is. I have a square, which when you measure anything, you want to make sure you have a square cut. So then a lot of people say measure twice and cut once, because once you cut that piece of wood, you can't uncut it. So no mistakes. So that's a square to make sure my line is square. There's Lucy. Before I cut it, and then my measuring tape so I can measure out where I want to have my line squared at. So I'm going to make all my measurements, not on video, and then I will cut for you guys, and I will show you what that looks like. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure out our cuts. So I already did one box, and these are the 38 boxes that are going to go at the very top. I hope you can hear me. And then I have my shorter pieces over here that need to be trimmed down some more. But I want to show you how I get my perfect cut. And I'm going to do those with the rest of the boards, and then I'll show you how I cut them. So the first thing we need to do is get our measuring tape, and you're going to put it on the edge of the board. These are redwood fencing boards, so they can last outside. So I'm going to measure out to 38, and when I find my 38, I'm going to do a little arrow right here. And then on the other side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to the other side of the board, and I'm going to make an arrow where the 38 is on my measuring tape. Now that I did that, I'm going to take my square, and I'm going to line it up at the point of my arrow, so I can make a nice straight line exactly at 38. I'm going to go ahead and do that. board, which is 7.5 inches wide. So I have to flip it over to connect my line to make it perfectly straight beside. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my measurements, and then I'll show you how to do the cuts. I saved one because I want to show you what the arrows look like. So when I'm done cutting, I'll show you close up how that looks and how I square it off. So I'm going to put my laces on. And of course we need our ear protection. And then we're going to start our cutting process. So I'm going to take my first board and bring it over here to my chop saw. Get these off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up, and it needs to be flat on this edge right here. You want your blade to come just to the outside of the line that you need. So I'm going to scoot it a little bit further over. A little bit more. There we go. So it's in the perfect position to cut. And some of these chop saws are bigger, so they have an arm that'll come out and go to the end of your board, but mine's smaller, so I have to make 2 cuts, and I'll have to flip it over so I can get all the way through my piece of wood. So this is what it looks like. It's gonna be loud. So you can see how it didn't go all the way through my piece of wood because it's not long enough and it doesn't have an arm that extends. So all I'm going to do is flip it over and line it up with the blade exactly where it was going through before, which is about, oh, not quite, right there. So I will go ahead and finish my cut. And now I have my, I think this is my 38-inch piece. Oh no, this is my smaller piece. What are you doing in my plants? Lucy's in my plants and she's not supposed to be. And here's my 38-inch piece. So this is for our second box. Okay, so I'm gonna finish doing these cuts and then I will show you close up how that looks. Okay guys, so I want to show you how I make my measurements. Oops, I covered you with the... So here is the board from up top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the little arrows I use to measure to get my perfect cut, and then how I make my square with my straight line. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my measuring tape and I'm going to take it to the edge of the board. Hope you can see that. And then I'm going to find 38. So 38 is right here. I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to make an arrow like this. Doesn't need to be perfect, just needs an arrow. And then I'm gonna go to the other side and I'm gonna do the same thing and make an arrow right at 38. Okay, so now that I have my 2 arrows, one there and one there, I'm gonna take my square and I'm gonna put it on this side. Oops. Right at the tip of my point. So that looks a little off to me. Ooh, I covered you. A little off. This looks a little off to me because this point doesn't match with that point. So I might have to remeasure. Oh, but I didn't have it pulled all the way against. So now I'm gonna make a line all the way across to this point. And then because my square tool isn't long enough, I have to flip it over and make sure that I have the line complete, which is hard to do with one hand, you guys. So there's my square right there, and then I'll just finish off my line. So then when I go on the saw, I saw right on the outside of this line because I want to make sure it's exactly 38 inches. So I'd cut it on this side where I'm putting this dot right there. So my next step is going to measure out my 28-inch boxes, and when I'm done with that, I will bring you back. Okay guys, so I finished my cuttings. These are the 28 inchers and these are the 38 inchers. So there's 10 inches difference between them. And the 28-inch boxes are going right on this edge, and then the 38-inch boxes are gonna go on this edge, and then the part that you can't see back there. So just to give you an idea of how the boxes is gonna look, it's like this, and this is a 28-inch. But I want you to see how this inside, I have to cut the sides, but this inside is really wide and I only want it 6 inches wide, and this is 7.5 inches wide. So my dad has to come through with a straight blade, which you have to hold steady with your hand and make a straight cut all the way across so that my box is thinner. So that'll be in another video along with me putting it together with my, it's called a brad nailer, which I'm really excited to get. Other than that, I thought I would show you around my garden that I've been working on. I'm sorry for the noise. So right here is one of my flower beds. I planted all my tulips in November so they would bloom right now. And then these plants back here, they're called Zinfandel hydrangeas, and they probably won't bloom this year. I planted them last year and they're gonna bloom probably next year when they're just a little bit bigger. And then I also have this planter which I started seeds in, and those are sweet peas, which it's called germinating when the seed sprouts. So I only got 5 sproutlings. There's one right there, one there, 3. Oh, I got 6, just kidding. So I have to plant some more and hopefully they'll sprout. And then I have to plant this. This is called woolly thyme, and it's a ground cover, so it covers the ground and makes it look green, and then it flowers, pink flowers in the fall. And that's gonna go over here along the sidewalk, which I have to pull out all those weeds. I'm gonna be redoing my planters, and then I have some other starting seeds in there, which you can see some growth. I redid this area 2 weeks ago, where I pulled out the bushes that were in here, and I planted this lamb's ear and then some round boxwoods. And in November I'm going to plant some bulbs in here too, so they'll be all colorful in spring. This is just another little look. I planted this a couple years ago. I made that planter before I really knew how to build anything. And then I'll take you around to this side. So right here I planted the woolly thyme that's starting to spread out. I also need to pull the weeds, but there's one, and it'll all eventually be all green. And then right here I have some more tulips, and I have a big old stump that I've been trying to get out. And I had 2 of them in here, and I got one out by pulling it with my car. So when I do this one, I'll videotape that for you guys, and maybe you'll get some excitement out of seeing Miss Mather pull a stump out by her car. And then I have all the stuff that needs to be planted that I haven't planted yet, but I'm working on it. And this tree, Ava, I'm shouting out you. I found my tree, and that's gonna go where that stump is eventually. And then I just have all my shade plants back here that all need to be planted. This is called clematis, and it's gonna bloom a really pretty maroon color. And then I'm gonna take you guys around to the chicken coop really quick, and then that will be the end of this video. So you guys, I have a very messy backyard, and we have some friends come to see us. This is Tilly right here, and this one's Ellie Mae. And you guys, I got rid of Rue, the rooster, because he was making a little bit too much noise and he wasn't being very nice to our chicken friends. So I just got my 4 little ladies, and these 2 you guys have not seen before. So I will show you them. This one is Frankie, and this one is Georgie. Like I said, my backyard is a mess. So those are the 2 new ones that you guys didn't have the opportunity to meet. But I have a fun video coming for you guys either tomorrow or Sunday, so keep an eye out for that. Ellie Mae really wants some mealworms. She's really begging for them. Okay, so let's go to the chicken coop really quick. Like I said, messy backyard. It's under construction, but woo! This is the progress that I have made on my chicken coop. There's a lot to do. So we got all the framing done. We got our window cut out. It needs to be painted. I need to put chicken wire all the way around it. But this right here, this frame, that's the really skinny door that my dad and I put together. The roof is on, but it is not nailed in or screwed in. So we have some wood up top keeping it down from the wind. And then around this side, don't want to step in anything. This is going to be the nesting box, so we have to build that out. And then inside, I'm going to go through here. This is the inside. So let me back all the way up. On this side, this is going to be where the chickens are going to roost. And then on this side is where the rabbits will be. And then this is just some storage underneath, and then they'll have access to their nesting boxes, which is where they're gonna lay eggs. And then this little area right here, it still needs to be framed out, is gonna be the door. So this will all be closed off. And then the open part, which I will turn around, all this is going to be the chicken run. There's more, you just can't see it. I'm trying to do the best I can, you guys. So hopefully you guys will get some videos of all of this, and on Lucy coming in here, I will end it there. I hope you guys are all doing well. Bye guys. Chicken bloopers. Oh, they're so excited, you guys. These are their mealworms. They love these. Ouch. These 2 are not shy. These 2 are. Oh, and they're gonna get sassy with each other. Oops.